Welcome to Transition, Transformation, and Radical Thinking podcast. My guest today is Pastor Mabel Mugarura. I met or found her through a connection on a group we're both a part of. It's for Christian writers. And she's putting together a book which is going to be launched in the next 2 days. The book is titled Wake Up, O Mother. And she's tackling some important subjects which I would like us to discuss, of course, as we prepare for the launch of the event, for which you're welcome to attend. And I hope you enjoy what we've put together. Just to give you a bit of a background, at least in terms of the chapters, we'll be discussing the first chapter, which is talking about awakening or bringing forth the mother. The second chapter, we'll be talking about nurturing and protecting, or the nurturing and protective mother. The third part is about the prophesying mother. The fourth part is about the fighting and contending mother. And the third part is about the leading and mothering of communities by the mother. So these are interesting subjects and ideas that I think the Christian community will benefit from, especially as we contend in a time when fathers have generally taken a back seat, but as well also in a time when we need to be aware of how to position the ladies and the women in our lives to be more effective in ministry and in leadership, especially as we see these gaps in the last days. So I hope you enjoy what we've put together. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for listening. And we look forward to engaging with you on Sunday. The event will be held at Onomo Hotel. And so that will be at 4 o'clock. Entrance is 100,000 for both the book and a meal for the launch. And so once again, thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. So Pastor Mugarura, thank you so much for agreeing to be part of this podcast. And of course, for the book that you're launching. I did read through some of the material that you sent me, and I'm excited to have you feature here. Tell us a little bit, first of all, of course, about where you pastor, and then a little bit about just an intro about the book.
Well, it's a very exciting thing to be talking about this book. It has been a part of my life for the last almost 2 years. My name is Mabel Mugarura. I pastor with my husband, who is the lead pastor at Refreshing Assembly in Buziga. And yes, that's as part of pastoring, but we also do other things. We have businesses, and I'm a mother of 4 children, biological, but I also have a number of children that I've mothered in the spirit, mothering them in the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Concerning the book, this book is an assignment that was given to me by God. One day when I was praying, and I got this voice telling me about Judges chapter 5 verse 7. Until Deborah arose as a mother. So the message that came at that moment was, arise a mother, arise a mother. And during that time, which I can't now describe, it was a very intense time. I realized, yes, I'm called to raise an army of women that are going to raise up and save the generation that is coming after us. So while I was explaining it to my children about the army, they said, oh, that will be a nice book. And I said, oh, I've always longed to write a book. I think this is the one. So I put it in a book. The message that I got, I put in a book. And the 5 chapters that he whispered to me about that we should arise in, and the chapters that are in the book, just like you had mentioned.
Okay.
Yeah.
I noticed you mentioned, at least for the first chapter, Deborah, and then for the second chapter, you mentioned the mother of Moses. The third chapter, you mentioned a couple of characters, Hannah, Bathsheba, Leah. In the fourth chapter, you mentioned Rizpah and Jael. And then the fourth chapter, you mentioned Deborah once again.
Yeah.
Without revealing too much, we want people to buy the book.
Yes.
Just tell us a little bit about why these characters are so important and what stood out for maybe a few of them in terms of what you're highlighting for maybe each of those chapters, or some things that we should look out for.
Well, we as Christians, our manual is the Bible, and knowing that the children that we have come from the Lord, we can only go back to Him for the way how to do things, and so the Bible being our guiding, the principles that we are using to mother and father children are basically from the Bible. So when I would read these characters, they would show me how to do and how not to do this mothering issue. So, for example, in that very first chapter that I talk about, the awakening, the birthing mother, it's kind of something that is not very conventional, but I came to realize that in us we are born to bring forth life. And when we do not know about it, we end up bringing the opposite. We bring forth death. And there's particularly in this chapter, I talk about the two women. They call them prostitutes. That's kings. But I call them mothers because when they gave birth to their babies, something happened. While they were sleeping, one died. Well, one had their sons die, and then she woke up and changed from the other one whose child was still alive. So both of them were in a loss. This one had lost by death. This one had lost by theft. So I realized the problem was sleep, and that's why really the wake up call is a serious call, because it didn't feel like a story any at all at that time when I was reading it. After receiving this message, I felt it was something that is happening right here, right now. Many of us are sleeping on the game. We are not doing the right things, and as a result, children are dying on us. Others are being stolen from us. Destinies are being changed. Stuff like that are happening. So I'm waking up ladies to raise up and look at things fairly and begin to take mothering as a very, very serious assignment. Yes.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Do you have a favorite lady character in the book that you're writing that stands out to you that you
So hard
you
to
make
say.
reference to? Okay.
So hard to say, but
Yes, so you were answering the question about your favorite character.
yes, my favorite character, of course it's not easy to say, but I think I love Deborah. She's the woman that woke me up.
Okay.
I find her statement in that scripture 5:7 of Judges, that until I arose a mother, things were not going well. So I realized that character and that realization that she got is the realization I want all of us to get. That everything that is not going well needs someone to arise. And she had several hats. She was a woman with a judge's wig. She had she could go to battle. She was a warrior. She was a singer. She was several things. But all those things were not meaning anything at that time. When things had gone wrong, she had to arise as a mother. And that's when we begin to see a turnaround. So she's my favorite. Yes.
I have also several people that I was thinking about when I was thinking about the idea of your book. Of course, naturally, the mother of Jesus and how the angel appears to her, and she has no idea what she's raising.
Yes.
And he runs away, and you've had so many prophecies about this young boy. And then at some point he runs away and he's in the temple, and you ask him and he says, "I'm about my father's business." I think the idea I got was raising a person who has a big destiny sometimes can be overwhelming.
Sure.
How do you, there's no book about how to raise God, quote unquote. So I suppose that's one of the ideas I'm interested in, as well as, of course, the question of having read this book as a mother, what advice would you give to fathers who are raising girls? These days you find many men that are raising daughters, and they want to raise them up to be people of faith and people of impact. If you are talking to the men, what should they be doing? What's at your heart for? What's the message you have for the men that are raising daughters?
I remember you mentioned something it was intriguing to hear that men have taken a back seat, which is very true. The first advice I would give to the men is to get out of the back seat and take the front seat. I remember when Jesus was going to heal Jairus' daughter, she called in the father and the mother in the room and said, "You must be here in the situation room so that I can be able to perform this miracle in your face." And it has been coming up to me a lot these days that it takes two to raise a child. So if we have decided, men have decided to say, take it, everything they say, let the mother handle, they are missing out in bringing on table what them alone can bring. First and foremost, these are the women, these are the girls that are going to be in a relationship with a man. So if they don't learn how a man takes things from their fathers, they're going to struggle in that relationship to know what do men think. If they have learned it from their father, when the father has been involved in their lives, they will pick a lot, which they will carry on when they go to the next season of their lives. So for me, it's just working with them, showing them what men love, how men think, and when they get there, they can be able to do better, other than just imagining things from the blue. They've never had anyone talk to them how men think. The best person to do that is a father. So yeah, but just being in the whole situation room, and some of our children are already gone. They are gone. Some are sick, but some have already gone out of our hands. But when we invite Jesus in the room, and both of us are part of this intercession, I believe we'll see miracles of our children coming back to their senses, getting back to life again, and doing the right things. My concern is a generation that is coming after us. They should not be a lost generation, because the scripture says that there was a generation that didn't know God. And I've always been concerned that it's not the generation after me. At least I must play my part, so that they also play their part for their next generation. Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about this event on Sunday. You said it was at Onomo?
Yes, Onomo Hotel on Nakasero, not Nakasero Road, it's Akibua Road, but next to Nakasero Hospital.
Okay.
There's a beautiful hotel called Onomo, and it's going to be, gates are going to open at 4.
Okay.
And it's going to be a short event, but it's going to be colorful. We are going to be launching physically and spiritually the assignment that God has given me, so that it goes out there in the world and performs what He wants it to perform. Yes, please.
Thank you very much. 4 o'clock, 4 p.m.
4 p.m.
Okay.
Sunday.
Excellent. Tell us, Pastor Mugarura, tell us a bit about your church. How can people find you? Where can people contact you if they want to attend your church?
Our church is off Zixoka Road, from Salama Road. Then you go off from Zixoka Road. You'll find Refreshing Assembly. Yes, it happens. We have an altar every day, but Sundays we have 10 o'clock service. Yes, please.
Okay. Thank you very much for taking your time to speak to us. I look forward to attending the event on Sunday, and listeners, we welcome you as well. As we said, it's going to be 100,000, and with that you get a copy of the book. Then, of course, to attend the event as well, and a nice meal to share with the guest, and interaction. So we look forward to seeing you there. Once again, thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Pastor Mugarura, we wish you the best.
Thank you.